from Hip, and once again, we are back with another Wonder sighting, brought to you by the Wonders on PTV and YouTube. And as promised, I will bring you a main event of Clash of the Castle, starting with this one. Let's get right to it. I will play zombies in a bit. And probably, depending on what happens, probably like some GTA or something. I got Spider-Man 2, so I may start airing some of that story mode. Some gameplay.
You're not rewarded in WWE for sitting back and waiting. This superstar did things on their own terms, and that's why they're the champion. That hard work and determination certainly has paid off for them, Corey, but the challenger has put in that same effort.
Watching Friday Night SmackDown. I mean, I already knew that Escobar was going to be the one to turn, but I didn't know it was going to be like this, like everybody else. I thought it was going to be over the United States title.
Kick to the midsection.
And after Logan Paul situation, I figured it won't come, and Santos would probably get it from him, but then all of a sudden they threw a monkey wrench and everything. And
Escobar on the receiving end.
Now we got Carlito and Santos in Survivor Series.
Nasty right hand.
I got a feeling that Damage Control, if they lose at Survivor Series, they're going to turn on Bayley. I don't think they should turn on Bayley, but it's been hinting for a while that Bayley was all about herself. But when she helped Io get the title, I felt like that was great because I did not want Bayley turned on because, yes, Bayley is Bayley, but I genuinely believe in the character-wise, she believes in Io and Dakota. And around the time where I thought they were going to turn on her, turn their back on her, is when she kept wanting a title match, and that was personal. That was between her and Becky and stuff like that. So I was defending Bayley on that one, but she did get like 3 title opportunities. And then I thought Bayley would ruin the title opportunity for Io, but turns out the opposite. I was happy to see that. So I'm a fan of the 4 Horsewomen. And now it looks like, yes, Bayley has been putting them in matches like that, but I believe Bayley, as shown through the results of Io's matches, knows what she's doing. It's just when it comes down to the planning, they may feel Bayley goes off the cusp and does her own thing because it's about her. That's the impression I'm getting from Io and Dakota, which is why they didn't tell. Well, it shocked me to see that Bayley, the acting she did, well, it's all scripted anyway, but like when she saw Kyrie and she was shocked, and we all thought, yeah, Io or Dakota was going behind her back already. Turns out she knew about it and she was playing along, so that was also good. Then when they spoke in Japanese on Friday night, and then it was translated to put the shirt on Asuka, I was like, oh, okay, so they playing wordplay. But the way it looked overall is they're going to turn on her. But if Damage Control wins, I don't think it's going to happen. If they lose, they're probably going to see Bayley as dead weight. And the way it's going to happen probably is Bayley getting pinned.
Are you kidding me?
My friends is bragging, hey, Will Ospreay is in AEW. I know you're shocked. No, I'm not shocked. I'd have been shocked if he would have signed with the WWE. It was always writing on the wall for Will Ospreay to join AEW. I don't understand why people would think that it's a shock. That's not a shock. That's the way I see it. AEW works with everybody else. So once they've shown in real time that that's the way their company is built, then I've accepted that a long time ago, and I love it. I'm a guy that loves the stark differences between the brands. I don't want the same thing, different companies. We got that already, and that led to the ending of the Monday Night Wars, and that led to the end of ECW and WCW. I am Team WWE because they're the reason why I love wrestling, but I love wrestling, so I love WCW. They had their moments where the shows were not good, they were lackluster. They had their moments where WWE has their moments too. Impact has had their moments. AEW has having their moments, here and there. So that's just the nature of the business for 80s baby like me. I'm a type of guy that remembers the one of the unspoken rules of watching professional wrestling. Whether they call it sports entertainment, no matter what they brand it, it's wrestling. And that gets widely missed. So when we have these conversations with the age gaps, it's not that we can't relate. It's just that the youngins want us to accept this new wave of how the business is, when they're failing to understand this blueprint they got didn't come up from them. It came up from legends that are in my age frame. The Jerichos, the Randy Ortons, the Brock Lesnars. It came from that. The John Cena's. It came from them. This is the recent generation as the way it is. Like, this isn't a generational gap where I'm talking about Hogan's era or Shawn and Triple H's era. I'm talking about the Orton, Cena, Batista, Lesnar era. That's what I'm talking about. They're still active. Bobby Lashley and them are still active. Carlito is back. MVP, he's behind the scenes doing what he does. You know what I'm saying? So they're the ones who set this precedent of wrestling and sports entertainment. Then that's where AEW comes in, and they brought it to the forefront about, you call it indie and house shows. This is what pro wrestling is, and they're right. They're right. There's nothing wrong about that. That's what they put their brand against. It's why I get upset when AEW is trying hard to quote-unquote give the fans what they want, and it's looking straight out of a WWE playbook. And I'm not talking about the moments where they're mocking the WWE. That's fun and games. I like that. That's the stuff I like. It's when you're taking storylines and they're very similar, and when you're taking the former stars and you got them on board with critiquing or taking shots of the previous company. I remember that they're independent contractors, and while they're signed, they may not be there forever, and this is their livelihoods. And burning bridges in this industry can really ruin your career. So that's where I come with it with all that. It's like when people were expecting Cody to go out when he got there to eventually trash Tony Khan and talk junk because they had creative differences and he didn't. I'm just glad that for once wrestling fans didn't shun him for that, because he showed class, and to me it showed it may have not been wanted by most of the pillars and the people who started the place, but like they understood. I mean, with Cody, he had a stipulation in his contract that he'll never become AEW champion. So right there, that spoke volumes to me. That was because he was putting the company before his own ego. I'm pretty sure WWE saw his rebranding like they did with Drew McIntyre and stuff like that. And they offered him the contract, and he took it. And I don't blame him. It's like Edge, Daniel Bryan, Saraya, Kyrie. Look at Kyrie. They stopped her from wrestling not because they were burying her, because she suffered what is considered in the WWE's eyes a career and an injury. Now, to those wrestlers' defense, it is at the point in time of sports entertainment where you have to understand that there are some wonderful doctors out there. Now, I still understand the whole gripe of them no circumstances wanting to take the risk, because a lot of y'all wasn't alive when Owen Hart passed away. But like, that's under WWE's brand. That's under their brand. And if you can't understand that they don't want nothing like that to happen again, then I don't know what to say to you. I'm pretty sure that's the biggest drive of why they would not put a person in the ring again. Look at Big E. You know, I want him back. I want him back in the title fight. I want his career to thrive. But if his neck is that hurt and he needs this much time to come back, if he can come back, then he needs to take that. We as wrestling fans must understand that they're human beings. Like, and they got families, they got livelihoods, and like with Ridge Holland, that injury was an accident. That was 100% an accident. That was a spot that went wrong. Two big men doing a power move on the outside of the ring. That's risky.
Taken down to the mat.
But that's why I don't like getting into these wrestling arguments online and stuff, because it's a lot of people who understand how things work, but they don't care. They're literally in the process of giving a false narrative that, and these are the people in my age range that I'm talking about, the fans. They're forgetting that in the 80s and 90s, especially like the early 80s, mid 80s, going into the 90s, like with Roman Reigns' title reigns were that long, bro. You didn't care. Now, there was no internet, so I can't really say you didn't care. It may be a false statement of mine. So, but I didn't hear too much of, he's taking too much time off, or locker room politics like that. I didn't get that back in my day. When I started getting it from insiders, people who were in the industry, it wasn't the way it was on the internet. It's toxic on the internet. People don't seem to understand how this goes as far as why reigns would be long and stuff like that, because what they have to understand is, like with Roman Reigns' story, as he said after WrestleMania, this is filet mignon. This story is going to be a couple years old before it's time for me to pass the title. So I buckled up for the ride. I'm used to that. I did it with Hogan. I did it with Flair. I did it with Warrior. Now, then you get to the Attitude Era, right? And that's where things started changing. Title reigns started being shorter because storylines started being bigger. And the way Vince saw it, the particular guys he had the belts hot potato into were the guys carrying the business. And that's a plus. That's part of the reason why WWE won the Monday Night Wars. You didn't just have one guy like Stone Cold getting all these contenders like The Rock and everything, and Triple H and Undertaker, and he's just blowing through everybody. No, he said it where Austin to take a bump, put one belt on one of the big guys like Undertaker or Triple H, and then there'd be stuff like that. What got lost in translation is how short Stone Cold's window was. How short his window was, then how short The Rock window was, because Rock's like a 9-time champion. But think of how many more titles he could have won had he stayed as long as Triple H, or even halfway as long as Triple H. A little bit longer, like 10 years. Just imagine Austin. He had to retire because of his injuries.
To the outside. This could get wild.
I mean, yeah, and you have to take that in consideration. That around that window, Austin's what, a 5, 6 time champion, and in a short window, then you know you have Brock coming in, and he'll have them title reigns. And like you saw his, he lost his first title reign in the Big Show at Survivor Series after winning the belt again from Kurt Angle and stuff like that. So that's the hot potato win I'm talking about. It's not bad at all. That's why John Cena's a 16-time champ, because he's busy losing the belts to Orton, Edge. He even lost one to Sheamus, you know. To make up for long title reigns, you had multiple title reigns. That's why Triple H had a lot of them. That's why Flair had a lot of them, because he's been in the industry that long, and he was title champions in WWE for almost 20 years. So that's understandable. John Cena caught up to him in half the time.
And the match continues. That's teamwork.
So now we have Roman Reigns.
Is it possible to avert disaster in a matchup like this?
He basically evolved the time span from Brock, but now he's in part-time mode. Like, then it's like people are, look at Tribal Chief now. That was by design. In order for the reign of his to end, it must end with him being despised. Now, given who he is and the scrutiny he went through before he became the Tribal Chief, I would fully accept it, a true babyface turn, and then it'd be like that, off of a heel, a bigger heel, and the crowd galvanizing because Roman has a legitimate reason to turn face. But after what happened with him and his cousins this year, he's really the villain. And I said it from the beginning when he was doing what he was doing to Jey Uso. What Roman was showing was, in this reign, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to show I'm just the best of all time. I would mow through my own cousins to get my message across. And that's the message he got across. He's got both brands up at arms to this day. He's the reason the world title is even there. Because he won 2 belts. And I'm going to say this. I mean, I still had a year played out where he was undisputed WWE champion with both belts. But for him to win both those belts and not be on both shows like I thought was a bit disappointing. For the notion that it didn't happen like that because he had both belts. I felt like he should have just left. Him and Brock should have just left Big E and Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre to be in a triple threat match at Survivor Series. I mean, at WrestleMania. I would have loved for that to happen. That's what I hope would have happened. But we didn't get that because they had to put that on Brock. But at the same time, they had to give Roman a status above just the top guy. You know, like this was his reign is historic, and this is their way of showing it. So I understand. I would have went that route, but I'm not running a wrestling company.
Even though that's obviously impossible.
Like back in the day when I felt like wrestling was pure and watchable and stuff like that, a lot of the gripes I had that were personal was because at the point in time, you know, when it started happening, it was understood. I was in agreement, but then people started just whining. And to me, a lot of those people are disgruntled and have been disgruntled for years. They're the ones who were bellowing forever, expecting a change somehow with WWE, even though they did change. They started forcing the people they wanted over. WWE has never run like that. They have a script set out. You see how it plays out. You like it, you tune in. You don't like it, you don't tune in. That was just the way it was. Now it's trying to boycott companies because they're not going in the direction you want. So I appreciate AEW because the way I see it, what you're not going to get out of WWE, you're going to get out of AEW, and vice versa. So both shows are necessary. Both companies are necessary, I should say.
Stopping the count. Better hold up on the victory parade. Hip toss. Andre gets reversed.
Watch out. I knew Randy was going for that RKO.
Military press. Wow. Walking around the ring. Slam. Big splash. You gotta be kidding me.
Yep. And now it's time to put Randy away.
Shoulders are down. And they're out.
Oh. Oh. Let him get that.
Looking for the victory. They're still in this. And look at the disbelief on the face of the champion. They both know what's at stake. Neither competitor is going to lose easy here. The Viper cannot believe this. That should have ended this match, but it continues. And look, now Orton is busted open. In control there with a swinging neckbreaker. Textbook. He's back into the ring. He moves just in time. And now there's an opening. Military press. He's taking this to the floor now. Big power slam. Elbow thrown to break up the maneuver. Double underhook applied. Butterfly super. He's going for the pin. This could be it. He got the shoulder up in time. Giving a massive effort to overcome the pin attempt. And this match will head back to the ring. This deep into a match is where trouble rises, where injuries may occur. You've got to think long-term and consider your future fights. And I guarantee you that throwing in the towel is the furthest thing these superstars are thinking about. Vicious. And Andre's absolutely refusing to let fatigue hold him back. That's Andre physically willing the momentum to stay on his side. Solid contact from the Viper. And Andre lining it up.
Oh.
Super-sized elbow drop. What a display of stamina. The champ showing their true ability this title. But things might only get harder from here. And I think to get the pinfall, you have to try that maneuver one more time. We got a cover. Oh my God, it was so close. That's really as close as it gets. Orton measuring. Boom! The roar of this crowd has been building, and they are he's looking for here. Looks like a potential submission maneuver coming. Tap out. Do it now. Live to fight another day. He let it go. Yeah, I wonder why. Lights out. Cyclone kick. I don't like the look in his eye here, folks. The WWE Universe giving him an extra shot of adrenaline.
Damn, I almost had
Well, here in a snap. Look at this, he let it go.
Curious decision there, Michael.
Stop Orton.
Comes legendary, and he breaks the submission. In control here with a swinging neckbreaker. Textbook. He gets back into the ring. And look at this now. Bad intentions coming with his hold. Give up now. Swallow your pride and submit. Just hang on. Hang on for just a little bit longer. He's risking. And he may have felt his grip slipping, so he releases the hold. Still was able to create.
What is this superstar going to do now? In the triangle, look at the power to break through.
Jumping neckbreaker. Ouch. Hooked up. Boom. Orton playing mind games with the enemy. Down on the neck with reckless abandon. Oh, right in there. Back and forth, looking for the advance.
Oh, one count of my shit.
And there's the cover. No! The Giant escapes just before the refs counted 3. I don't know if this is a show of confidence or a wasted opportunity to attack your opponent. Setting foot in the ring now. Counters the Viper's attack. Slight blade. Followed up with a basement drop kick. Reaching their opponent. Look at these. And a series of vicious knee strikes to the body. What's he going to find down there? Shooting star. The champion needs a fan for job 2. And that's it for the ring. He's been eliminated. The WWE Universe has come alive with this one. Evades the attack. Great counter, impressive.
Oh.
This is not a good spot. I agree. Byron, get up there and switch places. Orton getting ready. Taking flight. Some high above the ladder. Nobody walks away from that unscathed. Wicked roundhouse kick. Watch out! They're coming towards the announce desk. What the hell are you doing, Byron? The Viper in a tight spot. I think the champ's got it. For the win! 2 count. He's still in this fight. I don't believe it. How did the challengers survive that? By the skin of their teeth. And don't expect the champ to start going easy on them now. This was the moment the counter opens up. That should have been the end. Getting dangerously close to our desk.
That's it. I'm out of here.
He steps foot in the ring again.
Another big move. Whoa, landing. A championship level move.
Whoa.
Just barely able to kick out. I thought the champ had it in the bag.
This is how much the championship means. You can see the sweat drip out of the challengers. Right foot hospital, right foot graveyard. The champ has his one in hand now. And the champ retains.
Well, they don't call it Extreme Rules for nothing, guys. Let's take another look.
Here is your winner, and still undisputed WWE Universal Champion, the Dominator, Paul.
What an impressive performance and victory, surviving against every other superstar in this match.
This was an unpredictable one, but when it was all said and done,
Next pay-per-view will be day 1. I don't know who my opponent's going to be yet, but I will be defending. And Santos and Roman, As of now, depending on what it looks like, if Santos remains #1 contender for the rematch, it'll probably be a Iron Man. This is the Wonder Man signing off. Peace. Well, I'll probably be broadcasting a little bit. But see you later. Both the Wanderers.